That's right. Welcome in, welcome back to a 5 Reasons It's Time for hashtag the Freeman Factor edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do hit subscribe if you haven't yet. I'd appreciate that. Give the video a thumbs up upon its completion. If you approve of the content, I'd appreciate that as well. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or at JKZND4. Been busy on social media. It's nice to see a lot of new followers. I appreciate that. Making fun of Brian Kelly is good for drawing people in, apparently. So, Twitter, Always Irish or at JKZND4. Emails, alwaysIrishND@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want me. Always Irish Radio, 312-900-8815. Thank you for the fabulous turnout to last night's call-in show. My only regret is I couldn't go all night and take all the calls. We'll do another one soon. So, timestamps are important on all this stuff that's changing by the hour. I am recording this at 4 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, okay? If something is broken news-wise when this posts, that's why I missed the window. Recording 4 o'clock Wednesday. Rumors are swirling right now. My stomach has been in knots since the Kelly thing happened. Not that I'm sad Brian Kelly, the camping bowl champion's leaving. That's not my problem. My concern is the future, not the past. Especially not the past that didn't put any trophies I care about in the case. Don't care. Dead to me. Not my problem dealing with that guy anymore. Now my problem is how do we move forward? Okay? Rumors are swirling. Seems like it's supposed to be Freeman announced any minute. With my luck, it'll happen while I'm recording this. Okay? But my stomach's in knots. I haven't slept since Monday. You ever try explaining to a non-college football fan why you're a wreck? Can't focus at work, seem distracted, have a concerned look on your face? And I explain them the situation and they don't get it. Until this breaks officially and breaks the way I need it to break, I'm not going to relax. I'm not going to sleep. You all know my position. I've been speaking about Marcus Freeman as the next head coach since a month after he was on campus, and I started seeing the recruiting results and hearing what people were saying about him, not internally, but externally as well. Now, I understand it's hard being a first-time head coach. I understand that is hard. There's a learning curve, and there is some risk going down that path. There is major upside, though, to doing it as well. Okay? Normally, I'd agree it's a bad idea to have a first-time head coach at Notre Dame. For all the logical reasons everybody else can come up with. Certain particular situations that people are outliers to this rule. Marcus Freeman's an outlier to this rule. Let's talk about 5 reasons he needs to be, if not already is, Notre Dame's next head coach. These 5 are not in an order of importance, but just the top 5 I could come up with. Let's get into that list now. Number 1 on my list of the 5 reasons Freeman needs to be the guy if he isn't already while I'm recording this. Number 1, this Notre Dame situation is not a rebuild. That is not what this is. That scenario is a vastly different job that encompasses way more than Marcus is going to have to do here. Now, you could give Kelly a hard time about a lot of things. One thing you could say is post-2016, he has built a rock-solid program. Good culture, like not a bunch of problems. It's been stable and it's good. The results bear it out. Not elite results, but top of very, very good results bear that out, okay? So If this was a total rebuild necessary, culture rebuild, starting from scratch, we don't have a weight room, we don't have a training table, we don't have any of this stuff. Totally different. Totally different. This job is not a rebuild. It is on a solid foundation at the top of the very, very good, waiting for the right guy in the right situation to get it over the hump. Okay? I love that dynamic. This is not a rebuild at all. That makes me feel more comfortable with the first-time guy. Here's number 2. He's already in the program. That is a huge deal. As much as I love the way Marcus Freeman recruits, if he was at Ohio State right now, recruiting, and people were wanting him to take the Notre Dame head coaching job, I'd have all these worries about the translation. Okay, this guy's a great recruiter at Ohio State. What about when you get to Notre Dame and have all those academic restrictions, all the extra flaming hoops you got to get through to keep kids in school, get them in school, whatever, all this stuff, okay? I would worry about all of that. How is he going to like the Notre Dame culture, the atmosphere? Is that a good fit? You hire a guy from the outside, bring him in. You don't know till it happens. That could blow up on you year one, and you're starting over and you got a big problem. The fact that he's already in the building adds to my comfort level even more. He knows what the Notre Dame culture's like, the vibe is like, the academics are like. Marcus Freeman knows what you could do in recruiting at Notre Dame and you can't. He's learned all that already, and he likes it. He accepts it. He embraces the unique challenges. That is a huge deal that eliminates my concerns of good fit, culture. How does the recruiting translate? Already done that. Already done that. There's safety in that this year. This also, the fact that he's already in the building leads to staff continuity. You got what you have going pretty darn good. You just got to get a little bit better, get to elite. It's already pretty darn good. So you don't need to change everything. Bayless is coming back. Property of the program. Love it. You want to bring Elston, Mickens, Reese, have Marcus as the main guy. There's lots to like about that dynamic. Some new energy, but not disrupting everything we have built that's going fairly decently. Okay? The players all know him. The players all like him. The players all love him. The players all respect him. All the recruits love him. All the recruits' parents love him. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves him. I haven't heard a bad word about the guy from anybody anywhere ever. Not even on social media. Never. Okay? So there's a lot to like about the fact that he's already in the building. It eliminates a lot of my concerns about continuity, mass exodus into the portal because they don't like the new guy. A lot of that you don't have to worry about with Marcus. Okay, so him being in the building is a big thing I love about this. Gives me comfort. Okay, a lot of those worries I'd have from an outsider I don't have. Number 3, recruiting. Tom Lemming called him. If you're an old Notre Dame guy like I am, you'll know Tom Lemming back when he used to be like the only recruiting expert in the early 90s that I remember, right? He said the other night about Freeman, he's a young Urban Meyer on the recruiting trail. The numbers bear it out. Everybody knows how good he is at recruiting, even at Notre Dame. The way Freeman recruits to Notre Dame could not be more different than the way Brian Kelly recruited to Notre Dame. Marcus is taking the things we don't want to lose and we love and value and cherish about the Notre Dame values, and he is finding a way to energize that message, modernize that message, and reach these kids and families. Here's the other thing. Once he's that guy, that kind of recruiting effort becomes the standard expected by the head guy. There's no more coasting. Get up on his level or leave. Love it. Absolutely love it. the recruiting angle. He's already proven he could be great at it here, not somewhere else with looser restrictions. Looking at you, LSU, at Notre Dame. Love it. Number 4, personality. Everybody loves him. Current players, former players, coaches, alumni, players, families, recruits, fans. Everybody loves him. He's got a personality that energizes people, motivates people, and you know what else? I look at Marcus Freeman as being a genuine guy. And I don't think a lot of people honestly thought that about Kelly. But it goes a long way. Marcus truly is a player's coach. That is the opposite of what Kelly is. I don't care what lie he told in his press conference today. Kelly is the furthest thing from a player's coach. Marcus is a player's coach. You get a guy like that in there, your players will run through a wall lit on fire to win for this guy. It matters. Personality matters. Being approachable to your players matters. Okay? Everybody loves him. Haven't heard a bad word. It is the perfect blend of everything Kelly did do good that got us to this point. I think Marcus has the personality to bring out what is missing to get us to that next level. Right guy, right time, right circumstances. I love it. I love it. Love it. And if it doesn't happen, this show's going to be always fishing tips tomorrow. Always John yelling about random stuff on the internet. It ain't going to be always Irish. It's got to be this guy, and it's got to be done already. Already done. Number 5. This may be the biggest item on this list. Notre Dame hit a ceiling the way we've been operating. I talk about it all the time on this show. That ceiling. Very, very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. Never getting above that into the next level. The fans felt that frustration, wanted more. You know who else felt that frustration? Brian Kelly felt that stagnation, frustration. I have been asking, what's the turning point? What is the spark? What's going to turn this switch for the program to go from mentally very, very good to elite killer mode? Up that vibe, up that energy, get things to the next level. Things have been stable, but also a little bit stale to me. I like this new energy, this new, young, energetic vibe. I think it matters more than people will say. And I think you could get certain things out of your group of guys you can't get doing it the other way. It's just my opinion. Now, maybe on a personal level, maybe Marcus's personality I relate to and I like. I don't know. But I love the interpersonal dynamics. So, again, things have been stable but stale. Okay? Even Kelly agrees with that. This is also a part of the problem I have going with Fickell, Campbell, Clausen, whatever. They're very fine coaches. The problem is, I look at all those guys as stable, reliable program builders, culture builders, stability. You know it's not going to be a dumpster fire, like pretty stable. That's not where Notre Dame's at right now. We just did that. That's not what we need right now in this program, is a culture builder and stability. And no, we're not at that phase. We're done with that phase. We need to get to the next phase, not start another window of time in the same phase. Not interested. I'm just not. Maybe that's not fair to Fickell or Campbell or whatever. I'm sorry. It's just the way I feel. Fickell and Campbell's personalities do nothing for me. They excite me 0%. 100%. Zero. They just don't excite me. You're going to win 8, 9, 10 ball games a year. Doesn't excite me. We've already done that. I'm not looking for that again. If we had to burn it all down and start over with a shaky culture, fine. Not the situation. You hired those guys, you're going to get similar results to Brian Kelly. You just are. I don't see those guys recruiting at a level that's going to get us over the top. I just don't. So the program is ready for something different, a new energy. You bring Freeman in, the energy will be unreal. I've never seen it where such a high percentage of Notre Dame people are on the same page with this. Okay? I'm not saying you can make hiring decisions based on what the players and recruits want. That's very irresponsible. But it should be a piece of the puzzle. And the answer has been very, very clear from all of those hallways. They all want Marcus, and so do I. Okay? So think about the motivation. If Marcus slides in, think about the natural energy shift with his personality, combined with the motivation of everybody talking and saying about Notre Dame's a stepping stone to a better job where you could go and have access to real talent. I've seen that all over. He had to get out of Notre Dame. Now he could go have get access to real talent. Even though Brian Kelly beat LSU the last 2 times we played him. Makes no sense, but whatever. So I just think there's a big motivation factor here, and you go with Marcus. This thing is already it's shooting off. It's already just the vibe, the feel. It's a great feel, great way to start his tenure. You might even sneak into the playoff, ride that energy to a 2-game championship. Love it. Love it. So Freeman is different. He has a unique upside, a different energy than anybody else we're looking at or that's available. Dynamite recruiter, great personality, good family man, young, energetic. It all fits perfectly. It all fits perfectly. Right fit, right time, right place, right guy. Get it done. It needs to happen. Finally, I'm going to finish on this. One last note. While I believe Freeman could get us to the next level, and I've said so, I never said it'd be overnight. Everybody needs to understand if this goes down this way, we need to understand the timeline here has been artificially accelerated due to Brian Kelly's decision. I had the succession plan in mind from Kelly to Freeman. But with a bigger window of time, people knowing it's coming, you could ease into it, not this. Everybody needs to understand, if this goes down, that artificially accelerated timeline will come into play. You're going to need to have a little patience with certain things as he gets this going. I am more than willing to deal with that because the upside with this guy is massive. Hashtag the Freeman factor. Get it done by the time I'm done recording this. Go Irish.